they're just trolling.
It's a good idea though. It's a good thought to have. You know, I sometimes you want to spice things up a bit. You know, for the we've seen like what we've seen Leslie already. I think that makes it interesting. But I do like the confidence coming in from both teams. Euphoria just rocking that.
Damn.
What is that? Is that a?
That looks like a panda.
It looks like a panda. Yes, it does.
It kind of reminds me of the panda I beat you with. Oh no, wait.
Oh,
I
that
beat
wasn't
you
me.
in
That wasn't me.
a different game just now earlier before the cast here. But at the same time, the power of blue is gonna be the way to go for the upper brackets here because Euphoria rocking the blue hoodies while GPX rocking the blue blankets.
That is true. That is actually very true. Euphoria on that blue side, we see Arlot, Joy, Farm is getting taken out. Nothing out of the ordinary. And it is...
Look at this. Who's the true blue?
Who is the true blue? So you... Yeah,
you know who's the true blue?
Who?
Boom, bang, da da dee da 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 da
yes.
da.
I had a feeling we would go down that path. A classic.
Yo, dude, it's so old, man.
It is.
It's sad to be old. It's
You know,
games, bro.
So I went through the internet yesterday and I was looking for like old songs that I used to listen to, and then you look at the dates. It dates back to more than a decade ago.
You're old.
I am old. I am at a stage where I need to start admitting that I'm old. I passed the halfway point of the 20s. I'm getting there. Okay, I'm feeling a lot more backache. I'm getting more tired. I'm getting
It sucks to be old, isn't it? You know what's not old? Look at that panda! Oh my god, it's so damn cute! Oh, Euphoria, you gotta give me one of those, man. Like, why do they all have matching neck pillows with those cute panda? Ooh.
I'll let you know what's the greatest part. One of the players didn't even remove the tags on the neck pillows.
Okay.
It's fresh, okay? It's fresh drip. Not much of deviation from the bans that we saw in Game 1 though. 1-1 ban on GPX. We see the Kaja taken out. That is definitely something that I think is a difference. We saw Kaja in both games in the first series. GPX, I wonder if we will still see kind of that XP mid lane ban. So far, no mid laners except for Farmers has been banned now.
Yeah, I think that's something that they need to consider what they need to do, right? Like so far, Valentina and Eve is also something they require to respect. Fredrin has one of the highest pick rate or ban rate. Sorry, highest pick rate, but a ridiculously low win rate, which is kind of surprising. But Euphoria,
there it is.
Immediately with the response, Fanny, first pick, is gonna put GPX in a very awkward position where do they pick the Kufra right here, right now? Or maybe even an Arkai to deal with this? Because as of yet, showing the Fanny right from the get-go from Euphoria Esports is going to put him in a very, very awkward situation if you think about it.
That is just pure confidence for Euphoria. Just pure confidence. Maybe a bit of disrespect to go with it. We have like what? So no Kaja, no Fredrin. We're looking at something like you said, like an Arkai, maybe a Kufra, maybe a Franco. Not much option left for GPX, but it's those situations where if I instantly pick up a Kufra or Franco right now, Euphoria can just draft around it, right? So GPX going for just a more standard approach. They get that Valentina, they get the glue.
Yeah, maybe even going for the Cho as well for in this regards, but you know, Euphoria Esports, they're not denying the Kufra at all. They're straight up going to be picking up the Ruby as well as the Kadita, where they have a little bit more setup to work with. So this is a very, very scary composition coming from Euphoria Esports. A lot of burst potential, whereas GPX, now, here comes the question here. Do they play this safe by going for a Digi to counter the Ocean's Breath coming in from the Kadita? Or do they go for the Kufra to deal with this Fanny? Either or, it is going to be pick your poison time, because if they don't pick it now, I'm pretty sure Euphoria is going to be banning those off, because as of yet, GPX, they don't go for it. They go for the Martis jungle instead. Okay.
Not bothered at all. I like when both teams just having a show of strength.
Okay.
The first phase.
I was expecting maybe they would double down on the Paquito for GPX. They have recently buffed on the Paquito. So jungle Paquito is pretty much a very okay, ideal way to deal with the Fanny, which is about 2 seasons ago, which is about last year's meta, right? So I'm surprised they're not going for this coming from GPX. So they are still doubling down on Martis. That means that as of yet, GPX, they have to find a way to actually deal with both the Fanny and the Kadita without the help of the Kufra nor the Digi, because I'm pretty sure Euphoria is going to be banning either or those heroes.
Yeah, both while GPX starting to really target that gold lane, instantly with the Harvard ban as well. A lot of respect given over the Shizo God. I mean, Euphoria.
Huh?
Replying with the Melissa.
What?
We're looking at gold lanes right now.
Okay. I was expecting them to ban the Kufra right from the get-go and save up their gold laners, but seems like they're not that worried about that Kufra pickup coming from GPX. GPX, however, do they continue to limit the gold laners? Because as of yet, no Harif, no Melissa, but do they take away the Brody as well? Because as of yet, it feels like GPX, if they go for a Brody, it's pretty much a safe pickup because it is a way to deal with a potential Fanny when he goes for the dive. Benedetta, could he be banned off from GPX? Ooh, I like this here. We haven't seen too much Benedetta for so far, but recently, Benedetta XP is just ridiculously strong.
This is going to be feels like a claw angle for GPX also, right? We have like what, maybe the carry left, the Beatrix. I do feel like the claw is probably the safer one if GPX are looking for it. When you are dealing with a Fanny, a Ruby, and a Kadita, you gotta have, you kind of need a way to get out of these dives. GPX now having priority. I do wonder if that claw is gonna eventually come true.
Yeah, it's funny enough as well. You can see smiles coming from GPX. They know for a fact that either what they pick, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
For Esports, they're not going for the Kufra. Grok also a solution for the Fanny with the wall charge. Instantly comes in with cable. Wall charge will instantly one-shot the Fanny. But the question here is, carry is going to be played from Euphoria Esports. Based on what GPX is seeing, they've got 3 very, very tanky compositions. That means they need a good matchup that can deal with both the Fanny as well as carry. In this case, I feel like GPX has one of the best options to go for. Considering that Brody has been banned, Leslie is pretty much a good alternative to actually deal with the Fanny. Maybe even the Moskov as well, if you think about it.
Well, we actually haven't seen much Moskov.
Exactly.
Right?
Moskov kind of surprising.
Has fallen off so hard. Lapu Lapu final pick for Euphoria Esports, basically setting a tone that they have so much ways to get ahead and really give Shizo that space that he needs on his carry. GPX responds with the Beatrix.
Okay. I wasn't expecting this, considering that they might have got fighter for Leslie, Clint, maybe even a Moskov to deal with the Fanny aggression, but they're not respecting the Fanny. They're not picking the Kufra. They straight up pick up Beatrix. This is interesting. You know, I don't know where the confidence is coming from GPX, but I want to see how it goes because as of yet, you know, Euphoria Esports has got a composition where GPX is going to get one shot in every turn. But at the same time, Euphoria, they're playing this Kadita as a mid-lane mage rather than a roaming Kadita.
I mean, if you beat MHRLK Esports like 16-1, I'm pretty sure you are very confident. But I want you to quickly walk me through, when you look at GPS composition, what are they looking to achieve? They're
looking for a late game composition to try and stall things out and then potentially win their matchup against their opponents. But Euphoria Esports, they've just got so much early aggression with this Fanny. And all things considered, that's pretty much their win condition. But without further ado, a glimpse into the upper brackets on how it's going to look like. We have Euphoria Esports on the blue side representing from the Philippines and GPX on the red side representing from Indonesia. This is game 1 of the upper brackets.
Eyes on the goal laner of both teams. Both Watt and Shizo has had an amazing run in the upper bracket so far. It was the same focus that we put on the earlier best of 3 and that came down to the Romans, but in this case, because Shizo got hitting at level 2 first, he was able to put on that early pressure. Kribo actually, his early rotations down bot, they are already putting so much emphasis on that lane, on that gold lane. Fredo QT actually trying to go for the orange buff steal. They didn't get it.
Oh, it's interesting enough. You can see GPX, they're heavily having Fredo protecting the gold lane, expecting that Venogod is going to go for the dive, because once he hits those 4s, he is going to try and go in for the contest. But at the same time, interesting enough, they started Raid to clear off the top side of the jungle, knowing that Venogod might be stealing it. So that is going to be a little bit of a denial coming in from GPX. Meanwhile, Veno looking for a kill down middle, but GPX is just dodging it.
Just such good read from GPX as well. Like you said, they start on the other side of the jungle to get the clear, and they just completely read the timing of Euphoria. Fanny could never reach in time, something that you don't get to see more often. Then again, GPX was the team that ran the Fanny in those earlier series. So Euphoria Esports, you're really challenging GPX in what they're good at. Venogod trying to get that gold crab, loses it to Ray, and they did force the flicker from Ziri.
Yep, Ziri now almost hitting his 4. Once the split comes in, he just got it as well. Euphoria needs to be a little bit more careful. Venogod just losing up his purple buff. They have about 20 seconds before this purple buff gets conceded. And Euphoria is looking for the fight, and they're trying to stall this.
Turtle secured by GPX. Very easy. 3-man knockout. Oh, Ryujin straight to the back line. Can he at least find Creepo though? Well, does have the Fanny to come right in. Venogod with the cables will do so. Both teams trading 1-for-1. Ziri with the split gets away.
Oh, Ryujin got what a catch as well. He needed to buy time. They know for a fact that they're not going to get a purple buff if GPX play those kind of early timings where the moment the purple buff goes down, it is window for them. But as of yet, Ziri not going to be able to survive this as Venogod. They may have lost the turtle. They are going to trade kills for this. And GPX now going to be finally pushed back here. But as of now, Yoshi God, he's going to be in an awkward position.
Locked off by FredoQT. The Decimate will come right through Ray, finding an easy kill. And GPX invading that bottom jungle. Venogod will secure the orange buff, but actually gets bonked by the wall charge. No follow-up though from the rest of GPX. FredoQT is gonna get assaulted. Venogod chunking his health down. Ray coming in. Flicker used by FredoQT to get away. What? Just snipes him from afar.
What? How do you hit that kind of shot? What? He knew for a fact that he was gonna go there. Pre-aims, he connects on the Fanny, takes the kill. What an outplay from both FredoQT and what? What was that?
Just incredible. But what, Yoshi? Not really sure if that's gonna work out. What? Pretty much safe under the turret. Ryujin is lurking around, but you see on the map, Kribu, he's reading this pretty well. Ryujin will be there to save Yoshi, but all things considered, GPX still reading the movements of Euphoria pretty well.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be a downhill south coming from Euphoria Esports. However, Venogod now is going to get threatened by FredoQT once again, forces another retribution out of him. And just right before the first turtle spike, and this is where he's going to be in a little trouble. He gets cancelled with a recall. That's going to buy even more time for GPX to start the turtle. But they are not in position to do so. They are trying to set up for this Fanny gang once again coming from GPX. And here he comes. Do they want to start the turtle? Because as of yet, they're not in position and they're going to focus on top side.
Looking at Ziri, forcing the split, the wall charge, knocking Yoshi God up in the air. Ryujin God missing the knockup, gets displaced. And Ray just goes for the Decimate. Yoshi is gone. No more Ruby for Euphoria. His God also spotted by Ziri and Kribu. GPX slowly working on the turtle, and Euphoria can't really contest it.
Oh, so much patience coming from GPX as well. They're wasting Venogod's cables very good as well. They're keeping tabs on him, and now Venogod dropping so low down bottom, doesn't have energy for those cables. He's going to be in trouble, but as you can see, Fredo, he's just buying time once again. The confidence from GPX. And Euphoria, they're losing a lot of time from all these engagements here, and this is going to allow GPX to scale even harder.
And with Venogod recalling, he has to rejoin the fight as fast as possible. The tide from GPS coming right through. The flicker watch out doesn't connect with the Shizo God. Reboot does drop low, but Yoshi is taking massive damage from what? Venogod not able to get much damage in as FredoQT is an absolute of a fortress. Ziri is sticking onto Venogod and able to push back this Fanny. It flickers the safety as well. GPX putting constant pressure on this bot lane.
Oh my god, beautiful stuff coming from GPX. And while this is actually happening, Ray actually cut off the top side of the lane all the way back to this tier 3. And Euphoria Esports are panicking whether or not should they contest this. And now Ray is going to threaten Venogod once again. And Euphoria can't seem to get the lead in the hand because as of yet, GPX is just having so much control in the entire fight. And now the conceal play is coming for Euphoria.
Might be a bait. Fredo is right there, looking for a timing, looking for the angle. Kribu now joins. And Euphoria, they just cannot execute any plan. Ray and FredoQT in the jungle, looking for the orange buff. Ray is going to start contesting this one. It's going to be 3 versus 4. Euphoria have the numbers, but it doesn't seem like they can do too much. Orange buff goes over to Ray. And Venogod again knocked away from his cables. Kribu dropping low, but it's Ray getting the Decimate. Oh, and Kribu gets away. Ray finds a double, looking for hit cost, a triple kill for the Smartest. And GPX having full control. Ryujin God is next. Ray looking for the Maniac, and he finds it.
What an outplay coming from Ray. He timed it, they baited. It looked like they were gonna get completely destroyed. At the last moment, his Ashura was able to knock up the Fanny, completely stopping them in his play. And even in this instant replay, you can see GPX, they were in a very, very awkward position, but as soon as they go in for the fight, look at this play coming from Kribu as well as the Ray here. They were able to chain stun, stopping Vanguard with those cables, allowing them to get those decimation, allowing Ray to pop off. So that was a huge outplay coming from both Kribu as well as Ray.
All started, with the help of Fredo QT as well, just being able to really zone out Euphoria. And Vanguard hit by the wall charge. Fredo QT is unstoppable on this Grok.
What a play coming from GPX, taking advantage of the situation set up by WONG. A random snipe connects with Vanguard, immediately being intercepted from Fredo. And now with the plays continuing, Godlike coming in from Ray as they continue to snowball Euphoria Esports.
Wow. I mean, there's nothing that Euphoria could do in this situation. 4 dead already. GPX, full control of game 1, 8 minutes in. Vanguard, he just wants to cut the wave. Ziri almost catching him. But GPX right now have basically secured the entire map for themselves.
Oh my goodness, look at Ray's gold net worth as well, 6.9k, WONG is 6.6k, and you can see in the items as well, they're just so far ahead. And it's ridiculous considering the amount of farm they have. And as of yet, this feels like a repeat from the first series where, Red side has a huge margin of lead, but the problem here is, can Euphoria even make a comeback? Vanny doesn't necessarily feels the strongest in the later stage of the game, and as of yet, he's only got the Blade of Disease and a Blade. He doesn't even have armor. He just got his Malefic Roar. And this feels like a bad moment for Vanguard, who's only 4.5k gold as compared to Ray, who's 7.4k ahead of it.
And he only has that basic boost as well. Probably working towards the tough boots, but overall, this explains why GPX are not worried about what Euphoria Esports go for. They already prepped for this, and Vanguard, you can't even show yourself on the map. Jiri trying to catch him, doesn't find him, but you're forcing this Fanny out of the map. 24/7, Ziri again finding this Fanny in the own side of the map. GPX ready to fight. Ryujin God can't even stay. And he's also GPX are slaying gods right now.
Oh my goodness, what a catch coming from GPX as well. WONG just setting up one of the biggest snipes every single time he snipes somebody. The rest of the teams are ready to interject in Euphoria Esports. They seem to be crumbling as well. You can see Vanguard going for plan B, going for those kind of split push, and every single time he goes for a split push, there is going to be somebody to try and slow down his aggression. As you can see, Fredo QT, a roamer for GPX, is level 10, almost catching up with Vanguard, and he is going to continue to apply pressure with his lead. And Euphoria, they can't seem to find anyone in these pickoffs at all.
Just, my Fredo QT is making life so tough for Euphoria. And there's no one for Euphoria that can stop it. We were looking at Shizo God, he has to be the guy that does it. So far, clean game, no deaths yet on this carry. Not that it matters if your front line just gets melted. GPX now with Lord spawning down mid will start putting pressure on their bottom tier 2, and Euphoria cannot defend this.
Oh my goodness, they need the big wombo combo, and Ryujin God can't seem to actually get those one-shots in. And now with the Athena shield up on Fredo QT, killing a Grot doesn't necessarily become the best target, because as of yet, they need to find a way to punish Watt or even Kribu in this regards. But Euphoria, they can't seem to dive this, but they are going to start things out with Lapu Lapu. They pop the Chieftain's Rage to try and slow down the Lord. But from behind!
Down, trying to go for a flank. GPX caught out, but doesn't matter. Kribu once more survives the ambush. And GPX, they just strike right back. Absolute dominance. 3 kills already. Ray in the base, and he's still going. Finally drops to the crystal itself. Vanguard left to his own devices to defend against the full range of GPX. Can Vanguard save his team? Can Vanguard keep this game 1 in the bag? So far, so good. The base stays alive, but GPX has completely put a massive dent in Euphoria Esports.
What a clutch coming from Fredo QT to save the day, because if he did not get the wall charge onto his Ryujin God, stopping that Ocean's Breath, things would have went south for GPX real quick. But because of this, Euphoria Esports, they struggle. They will be able to hang on for a little bit more, but the lead still favoring GPX even further here. But based on items right here, right now as well, GPX still continuing to lead. We do see the Divine Glaive already up on this Valentina, and eventually this Valentina is going to threaten every single one from the side of Euphoria Esports if nothing is done. We don't see any Radiant Armor, but bottom side, a snipe coming from what? Kills our Venom God. How did that even happen?
Fredo QT once more surviving, flickers out. The rest of GPX have shown up. Yoshi got on the run, but watch out because Watt is here. Ray as well. Getting the kill onto Yoshi God. The snipe from Watt this time misses. Euphoria having 3 men to defend the base, and he's going to be whittled down to 2. He's got the next to go as the rest of GPX now throw their full weight on Euphoria Esports base. Can the last 2 men hold on? Shizo God dropping low. Kribu in his face. GPX looking for game 1, and they will find it. 21-3 is going to be the kill score, and GPX didn't even break a sweat.
What a complete one-sided massacre coming from GPX, representing from the Indonesia, and they are a force to be reckoned with. It seems like they're all up and ready. You can see they're already standing up, showing dominance, asserting dominance.